My name is Greg, and today I would like to walk you through a few questions from Airlaw Rules of the Air. Question number 1. According to the standardized European rules of the air, what shall be the distance from clouds when an aircraft is flying under VFR in the following situation? Airspace class Golf, aircraft altitude 3,500 feet above mean sea level, and terrain elevation 2,800 feet above mean sea level. And now, according to SERA 5001, we have to maintain separation from the cloud below flight level 100 or 10,000 feet if transition altitude is higher, of 1,500 meters horizontally and 300 meters vertically. However, there's a provision that for class Foxtrot and class Golf, whenever we fly below 3,000 feet altitude or 1,000 feet height, whichever is higher, we can stay clear of cloud and with the surface in sight. Now, in respect of this question, we can see that we are indeed in class Golf, but aircraft altitude is 3,500 feet above mean sea level. Now, we have to notice that terrain elevation is 2,800 feet, which gives us 700 feet of height. And this is lower than 1,000 feet from the provision. Therefore, correct answer for this question is clear of cloud and with the surface in sight. Answer number 3. Now, question number 2. You have received a clearance to taxi on the maneuvering area. While doing this, you experience radio failure and you have to watch for instructions from the control tower. You see first a steady red light and then, shortly after, a series of green flashes. What do signals 1 and 2 mean? Now, signals for aerodrome traffic is described in Appendix 1 for SERA. These signals are divided into ground movement and air movement. For the ground movement, we have 5 different signals. The first one is steady green, which means clear for takeoff. Then we have steady red, which means stop. We have flashing green, which means clear to taxi. Flashing red, which means taxi clear of the landing area LUs. And we have flashing white signal, which means return to the starting point on the aerodrome. Now, regarding this question, we can see that we have to ask what's the red light, steady red light, and series of green flashes. So a steady red light, as I mentioned before, it means stop, and a series of green flashes means cleared to taxi. Therefore, correct answer is answer number 3. Stop and clear to taxi. Now, question number 3. What is the minimum height allowed for a VFR flight above the ground or water, excluding takeoff or landing, and flights over congested areas of cities, towns, or settlements, or over open-air assemblies of persons? Answer for this question we can find in SERA 5005, which describes minimum height for VFR flights. We can find information there that whenever we fly outside of congested areas of cities, towns, or settlements, or outside of open-air assemblies of persons, the minimum height is 500 feet above the ground or 500 feet above the highest obstacles within a radius of 150 meters. In case we would fly over congested areas of cities, towns, or settlements, or over open-air assemblies of persons, the minimum height would be 1,000 feet over the ground or 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle within 600 meters radius. So therefore, for this question, the correct answer is 500 feet, answer number 4. Question number 4. A pilot intends to change from VFR to IFR in the middle of a flight. A flight plan has already been submitted. What action is the pilot required to take? Now, for this question, it's worth to know the SERA 4005, where we find an regulation that each flight plan has to contain an information regarding flight rules we are going to use. We put this information as item number 8 in our ICAO flight plan, and we have 4 options. We have India for IFR flight, we have Victor for VFR flight plan, we have Yankee if initially we fly according to the IFR, and Zulu if we fly initially as a VFR flight. Now, in case of this question, we have to change from VFR to IFR. To do so, we have to request this change. We have to request activation of IFR flight plan from ATC. ATC has to acknowledge that, and they will give us a time at which IFR flight plan has been activated. Therefore, as you can see, the correct answer will be communicate the necessary changes to be effected to his/her current flight plan. This is answer number 2. And this answer is correct. Question number 5. The pilot in command of a commercial air transport multi-pilot aircraft is challenged by the co-pilot and the cabin crew member. As regards the disposition of the aircraft, according to SERA, the pilot in command, and we have 4 options to finish this sentence. Now, this question by itself is very straightforward because we have only one regulation, SERA 2015, describing the authority of pilot in command. And it says that the pilot in command of an aircraft shall have final authority as to the disposition of the aircraft while in command. So as we can see, the answer number 4, pilot in command has the final authority, will be correct. It is though worth to mention that from practical point of view, it doesn't mean that commander shall not take into account the challenges from cabin crew or from co-pilots. It means that after good use of CRM, so crew resource management, after discussion all the options, the commander is responsible for the decision made and has the final authority for the disposition of the aircraft. So correct answer, as I mentioned before, is going to be answer number 4. Pilot in command has the final authority. And this answer is also correct. That was the last question for today. I would highly recommend you to look for easy access rules for standardized European rules of the air. You can download it from EASA website as a PDF. It's a great tool that can be very helpful in your studies of air law. Thank you for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.